Okay, hello, I am Taz, and I'm going to be showing you, well, making a tutorial for a freeware program called GIMP. Basically about each of the tools in the toolbox. Not everything about them, but a good chunk. I'm demonstrating some of it, of course. I'll make a new image. I don't care about the width or height. Not height. First there is the well, actually, let me add alpha to this. Alpha to selection, delete. Wait, no, alpha to channel, delete. So it's transparent. When you add alpha, it's transparent. I mean, layer. Wait, no, selection, none. I don't know why. How the image was, why it was all selected right there. But the rectangle select tool to drag and select with the rectangle an area. You can change the mode. This one is just to keep selecting a new area. This one keeps the previous selected areas and combines them. And then this one subtracts selected area. And then this one selects an area within the selected area to keep. Those are all the modes. And also you can go over to select and click none to get rid of the select area, but also you can go to invert to invert the selection, which I'm sure you know what that does. Basically the area that's selected won't be selected, and the area that wasn't selected will be selected. Now, none. And then the ellipse tool is for doing the same thing as the rectangle tool, except it's an ellipse. And you can put analyzing, feather edges, blah blah, whatever. You can do that to almost all the selection tools. None. Free select tool. You can either click to put down connectors, or you can hold down to make curves, however you want, and then you connect it by putting it with the starting connector. And then you have the selection. Fuzzy select tool. I'll actually need something on the layer. Now I can select that. It basically selects by the same method as the color, selecting by color one. As you can see here, select none. I don't know what the difference is between them, but I'm assuming this uses other methods other than just by the color, I guess. Otherwise, they wouldn't have two tools. You can change the threshold, so if I put it's none, then it has less of a threshold, so it will select less. But I mean, there's nothing to differentiate. It's just black brush tool used. So if I have other colors, then it will, of course, be different, but select none. Go to the scissor select tool. This is, well, like most of these tools, this is usually for cropping. Use connectors, and it finds a path, and you can put a connector on, you can put a connector on the path, another connector on the path, and change the location. Change the location. You can also click on the first connector you put to connect. Although, here we go. Connect with the last one, the last connector, first and last connector. This is what it does. You have to go to the first connector, put your mouse over it, cursor rather. Then you can click in the middle of it, and it will select the area. Select none. And then the foreground select tool, which does exactly what it says, doesn't really need explaining. Then the paths tool, which is a pointless tool where you make a path, and then you can stroke that path. Oh, stroke it good. And as you can see, it did just that with the color that I have in my palette. And you can edit and move it as well. I can move like, oh yeah, also something you can do is you can create curves out of the lines. But I mean, well, you'll see later that you don't really need this tool to make curved lines and to make them straight. You don't need this tool to make straight lines that are curved either, so you can do that with the brush tool, but whatever. Select not, wait, no, I don't have anything selected. Color picker tool. You click on a pixel that has a color that you want and it puts it in the palette. And if you hold down Control, then it puts it in the other palette. And as you just saw. And the zoom tool for zooming out, zooming in. And I don't use this. Of course, there's a lot of tools I don't use, or don't use often at least. I just hold down Control. Well, I mean, you don't have to be on the tool. Just hold down Control and then use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. It's a lot more efficient. Measure tool. This is for measuring angles. I can measure this angle right here, drag it over there, and it is 36.87. That is the angle of that line. In case if you wanted to measure angles, here's the move tool. You can move the layer. Although if it's transparent the layer, then if you click an area that doesn't have anything on it, then it won't work. It has to be an area with something that's solid, like this. So you can move it around. You can see tearing, and because it tears, of course, because it's stupid. Here's the alignment tool. You can align to the center horizontally and vertically, and you can align to the left, right, bottom, and top. And you can do it by target of targets, distributed that way. I'm not going to show an example of that, but here's the crop tool. You just select an area, then click in it, and it crops. Very simple. You have the rotate tool. You click on the layer, then just rotate it, and you can put the exact number of the rotation you want to specify. And you can change this where the center is to what you're rotating by, the axis that you're rotating by, of course. You have the scale tool. You just click on the layer, and then you can scale it, and it stretches. And you can see the width and height here. You can change it manually if you want. Cancel. Shear tool. This is for shearing the X and the Y coordinate. It's for distorting the image. And you can only do one at a time though, so I have that at 1 now. Now I can do the Y out. No. Now I can show you the Y. Here we have the perspective tool for changing the perspective of the layer. It's a very cool tool, I guess. Hold on, I can zoom out. Change perspective. And yay. Well, I guess I'll click apply. Transform. Flip tool. You can flip vertically the layer you have selected, and horizontally. Well, you don't have to have it selected, but you have to be on the layer rather. When I say not select, I don't mean selected in this way. You can also do for selected area, of course. I'll select an area. And then go to flip tool, and flip what's selected, of course. Select none. Also, to why can't I deselect? Oh wait, oh I made a floating layer, oops. Delete that. What was I on? Oh, that's right, heroin. No, I'm just kidding. Flip tool, or yeah, cage tool. So, select an area with connectors, then connect the first with the second connector, and then make sure you have this selected, and then you can just transform it with the connectors. Loop, text tool. This is for, what do you think, creating text. You can, where's the fuck's my cursor? There it is. Type whatever you want. You can change the size, the font, you can change the hinting, you can edit how much you want, how much space you want to be between letters, between lines, and you can change the indentation. Yeah. Then we have the fill bucket tool. This is a separate layer. This is a text layer that was just made. That always happens. Well, not always. You can change the options so it doesn't do that, but the paint bucket tool, as you can see, we're on the text layer. And you can fill it with whatever color, and it detects edges, kind of like how the fuzzy tool does, and this tool, the color picker. You can fill it with the BG, which is black, as you can see here, and you can fill it with pattern. Here's a wood pattern here. Here's other patterns. You can import your own patterns if you want. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but at least not in this tutorial. And it's filling by the edges. Let me undo the first fill. And there's all these things you can fill it with. Yes, good. Okay, blend tool for blending on a layer. I'll put the opacity to, goddamn, to about 50. You can see it blending. You can choose a different pattern. Here's one that has transparent. Oh no. Here's one that has transparency in it. It goes from red to transparent. And you can choose the shape in which it does this. You can choose radial, conical, conical, I mean, and blah blah, all these other shapes. You can choose if you want it to repeat or not. I'll show you an example. If you put square, here's where it doesn't repeat, and then if you have a sawtooth repeat, then it repeats. And here's triangular wave, triangular. Sawtooth is basically when it's like really sharp, not very blurred. You can have it dither, and you can have it with the adaptive super sampling if you want. Then we have the, oh wait, I guess I should show you the modes. I've only showed the modes of the selecting tools actually, but whatever. You can have it just, well actually no, I'm not going to. You can discover yourself. Pencil tool. This tool is pointless because you can just, well I mean it would be pointless if they would have done the same thing they did with the eraser, because here you can select hard edge and it will have a hard edge, and then pencil is the exact same thing as the brush tool except it has a hard edge, so it's pretty stupid. They could just add the option on the brush tool to have a hard edge, and they wouldn't need this entirely separate tool which has every exact same option as the brush tool. And the eraser tool does too, but it erases, so it does something different. And yeah, you can change the size of the brush, you can change the brush, you can import brushes of course, you can change the aspect ratio, the angle, and here's jitter, just makes it jitter. You can change the amount that it jitters, you can apply smooth stroke, I use this a lot. this is what I was talking about before, to make smooth lines. Whoa. Do I have a jitter on? No. Let me go to brush. Fuck. Redo. This is a different tool. As you can see, although this isn't the right brush, I use this brush. And it's pretty sharp, but it's not as sharp as hard edges, where it's basically perfectly sharp. And it makes smooth lines, smooth curved lines rather, because they're not straight lines. You can hold down Shift to make straight lines with the brush tool, and with the pencil tool, and with the eraser tool, and with the airbrush tool, and I think the ink tool too. Yeah. So let's go to the airbrush tool. It basically adds an effect to make it look as if it's an airbrush, basically. You can change the properties, blah blah, options, I mean. And the ink tool, which makes it look as if you... I need to erase this on. It makes it look as if you're using ink, like blobs up when you go slow. And you can change the shape. I don't know why they have the diamond and the square, because they're exact same except at different angles, and you can change the angle, so I don't know why, but whatever. You can, I don't know, I'm going to clone tool, which you hold down Control, select an area, then it clones what's over there. You can see it moving along with my cursor over here as well. It clones what's over there. And the healing tool does the same thing, except it does not change colors really. It changes just the texture more like. It's kind of complex, more complex than the clone tool, but can I use this right now? I don't know if I can use this right now. No, it's not working. Oh wait, no, it is. Okay. Here's the plane, so you can see the perspective, and then you will clone off of that perspective. So, perspective clone. Control, and then, oh wait, no. I need to be on this layer when I'm doing this. And then you can see it, well no, you actually can't see, but it adds a perspective to it, the perspective that you put. And we have the blur sharpen tool. It's for blurring and sharpening the area you hover over. I can blur this if I want. I can sharpen it if I want. And of course, both of what the blur does is it lessens the differences between things, therefore blurring it, and then sharpen is the opposite. We have smudge tool, which smudges. You can change the rate at which it does so. If you put it to max, then it actually keeps what you clicked on at the beginning. You can make like cool abstract pipes or whatever the hell. Then we have the dodge burn tool, and of course it has the same options as the brush tool, eraser tool, and all of those up here. You can have different, you can choose different brushes and such. Same with the smudge tool, yeah, and blur sharpen tool as well, yeah. You can also do that with these tools. Well, I'm pretty sure you saw that, so you know that. Brushes, yeah. Dodging and burning, yeah, that's right. When you dodge, you lighten the area. You lighten what you hover over. But you're not really seeing that happen here. Let me make this right here, then I go on this, and it changes exposure. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. But when you... Hold on. Oh wait, let me take the hard edge off. looks not right. Okay, dodging. Nothing happens. Burning, nothing happens. Okay, well, what it normally does is the dodge kind of darkens, but it has like a burn effect to it, and then the dodge lightens what you hover over. I don't know why it's not working right now, but yeah. Sometimes GIMP glitches out with things like, for instance, the colors and stuff, and I have to restart it. And what else? Oh, that's it, yeah. There's foreground and background color palette things, as you can see. And I guess that's it for this tutorial, so see ya.